You know, whenever somebody who's more libertarian leaning or somebody who's actually libertarian ends up debating somebody on the left, eventually, without fail, the conversation will always, and I mean always, progress to, oh my god, how in the world are we possibly going to have roads? Roads never existed before the interstate highway system. We need the federal government to spend money on all the trillions that they waste money on because at least they somewhat maintain the roads. But the thing is, we know that's not the case. The thing is, if you happen to live in one of these high tax states, one of these states that tax you on the income level, on the sale level, and sneaks in all these parking fines and gas taxes and all of that, there is a better than not chance that the roads in your particular state are absolute crap. And a perfect example of this is Los Angeles, that has notoriously bad roads, despite the fact that they typically have much better weather. Now, I live in the Northeast. In the winter, you get all this ice, all this snow, you get salt on the road. That has a degrading effect on the asphalt and all of that. But in California, they have no such excuse. Their infrastructure is completely falling apart, despite the fact that they have among the highest taxes in the union on the income level, on the sales level, not on the property tax level, but in all these other different ways. And yet we have a situation like today where average everyday citizens are sick of the fact that nothing works in California, and they've decided to fill the potholes on their own. Now we're going to get into it, but before we do, I want to say thank you to everybody who signed up over on actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
And remind you that on April 27th, I will be in Austin, Texas at the Vulcan Gas Company for Minds Fest. Link to tickets, top of the description.
Hey guys, good morning to you. That's right, rolling up their sleeves and doing something about it. I want to introduce you to Daisy and Alex. They are a couple. They say they have been staring at these potholes. They've been driving over them, and after too many flat tires, they are doing something about it.
So first things first, I have to say it because I have so many preverts out there in the audience that would say it in the comments if I didn't. Amy Rose Ramos. Hi, how you doing? Nice looking lady. And by the way, behind her, you can see this couple filling the pothole right here. And it's actually really bad. This isn't a minor pothole. This eventually might evolve into a sinkhole if not fixed by these individuals.
Easy, nice to meet you, De La Rosa. So tell me a little bit more about your story. And I know Alex is hard at work there. He's been working hard.
Yes, actually, we're independent contractors, so we're couriers. So we work within the city limits.
You're driving around all the time?
Driving around all the day long. So the thing about us is that we've gotten into so many arguments, coming to broken suspensions, flat tires, broken axles, maintenance around the vehicle. So practically everything that we were earning, it was becoming money to fix the car.
Yeah, going straight into those new tires.
Exactly.
So I just want to say right off the bat, I love the energy of this couple right here. These are people who have to drive across the city for work, something that the left-wing Democrats are making infinitely more difficult by the day. They're doing so here in New York City. They're doing so in the state of California. They already have the highest gas tax. By the way, gas tax is supposed to go to the road. So you'd think the highest gas tax would lead to something like this. Also, California mandates a special blend that raises the price of gas higher than any state in the union.
We recently had gotten a new vehicle, and for that vehicle, we already went through 3 sets of tires. So, it's not economical. And he decided to take a initiative and started filling in those holes.
Yet despite the fact that this is supposed to go to fixing the roads, despite the fact that they have supposedly a reporting system for potholes, you have people, working class people, who have to drive day to day, getting their cars damaged, losing so much money that they've gotten to the point where they're just going to go around and start filling these potholes because the state of California refuses to do so. And you can see the husband right there in the background doing it himself, and it's presented as a very cheery story, like our Rose Ramos, the local news lady. She's very happy to be talking to this lady, but honestly, this is an absolute failure. When you have so much red tape and ridiculousness in your government, in your state, and in your city government, that you can't even fill the potholes, the last refuge for the leftist progressive when arguing in favor of government, it's embarrassing in every possible way. And again, I will point out, highest gas tax in the union.
We are standing right outside of your home, and you came out to tell me, you said this pothole has actually been here for a couple years, just getting bigger and bigger, especially with the recent storm.
Oh, yes, definitely. It was a little smaller. They fixed it, but yeah, years back it started growing again, and now you've seen it. So I am so happy to know that someone is actually coming out here so that my daughter won't be getting any more flats.
I want you to really think about what this woman said right there. I want you to really understand the words that came out of her face. She said that that pothole has been there for years. It's been growing for years in this particular neighborhood. She called, she tried to get them to fill it, she tried to get them to fix it, but for years, every day, people have been driving over this hole, damaging their vehicle. It's enormous, by the way. There's actually multiple different potholes, and the state of California, the city of Los Angeles, it said they're in Compton, hasn't done anything about it. Now, I want you to think about the priorities of these organizations. Now, like I said repeatedly throughout the course of this video, it's not cheap to live in California. Not only is gas exorbitantly expensive due to government policy making it expensive, but it's also incredibly expensive to have housing in the state of California. They have ridiculous single-family zoning all over the place, and it's created so many different problems, but at the same time, they're also incinerating their money with programs like giving crack pipes to homeless people. Now, I understand, even though I don't like the needle exchanges, I would prefer an injection site, because we've seen with the needle exchanges in the state of California that the needles end up everywhere and kids can get poked with them and all of that, because a part of the exchange should be that you actually exchange, but they don't do that part. They just give them out and hope that some of the needles make it back at some point in time. But part of the logic of that needle exchange idea is that you're trying to reduce the transmission of HIV, which will long term save the health of the homeless people and save the taxpayer a ton of money, because these people are going to be on the Medicaid system. There is no such communicable disease equivalent when it comes to smoking crack. What they're doing when they're giving people crack pipes is enabling them. And if I were a resident of California and I'm looking down my street for years at this massive pothole, I'm calling it in over and over and over again, asking them to fill it, and they didn't do it, while at the same time I see them spending money handing out crack pipes to drug-addicted homeless people that, by the way, a lot of them are refusing the shelters that Mayor Karen Bass has spent money on, I would be livid. I would be losing my mind. If there is any greater indication, any greater visualization of the failures of the state of California, it's right here. If there's any greater indication of the failures of the city of Los Angeles, it's right in front of your face. Mega pothole for years. We don't got money for that. We don't got time for that. But crack pipes for the homeless people. Let's enable the crap out of your drug habits.
Your daughter just got a flat, right?
Yes, she did. And thanks to them, hopefully they won't get another flat.
Does this pothole, I know people drive out of the alleyway right here, straight into that pothole.
That is correct. And at night you can't see it.
Yeah.
You know, it's so dark. People that don't live around here, even if we do, my daughter.
Listen, local news lady. I know I gave you a little bit of a compliment before because of the preverts out there in my audience, but it's actually not that funny that people are getting flats for years and that her daughter just got a flat driving out of her neighborhood on something that they've been complaining about for years. I would consider this the opposite of humorous. I would consider this the opposite of funny. I would consider this to be an absolute disaster, an embarrassment. I know you're trying to do a lighthearted story, but this is people being pushed to their limits right here. These people are going around the state of California, Los Angeles area in reality, and filling potholes because they're sick and tired of wasting all of their money fixing their vehicles. And what's crazy is that this became a viral Facebook sensation. Now the local news has picked up the story, but you know what hasn't happened between it going viral and the local news picking up the story? Any of these potholes being filled by the state of California, by the city of Los Angeles. It's not actually changing anything. They're humiliating the government, but in no way, shape, or form has the government made any move to fix the problem, thus lessening the humiliation. I mean, that would cut into their crack pipes for the homeless budget, and we have to make sure the homeless people got their crack pipes.
Forget that, you know, there's a pothole there and there's another tire there. So thank you guys. Both of them don't remember their names, but thank you so much. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Wow, the disrespect. These people came into your neighborhood. They decided that they were going to fill your potholes, and you're just going to say on TV, I don't even remember their names. Come on, lady. Look, I understand this local news lady's making you uncomfortable. She's laughing at the fact that you got a bunch of flat tires. She's putting her arm on you uncomfortably right there, and that's weirding me out. It's weirding everybody out in the audience, but you could at least remember their names. And by the way, for those those of you who are like, wait a minute, Sean, how come you're not naming their names? Is that because you also forgot their names, even though you're reacting to this video in real time? And the answer to that question is,
Yeah, Alex and Daisy, there really are doing so many people in this community have driven by, stopped and said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. We've called the city. We've wanted someone to fix this. Now, tell me a little bit more about, because I know you have a whole day plan. This isn't the only pothole you're going to be doing. You've already done at least a dozen.
So the local news lady said that this couple had already filled up about a dozen potholes. She said that she's paying about $20 for this asphalt in order to do so. And now people are reporting the potholes in their area via Facebook to these individuals. And all I have to say to those of you who are like, oh, what will we do without the government? How would we even have roads? Is that these people found a way with the government, with them taxing people into oblivion, and they're doing this. They're making this happen. This is the community coming together to form the basis of the government, and she is more reliable with her husband than an actual government agency. It's absolutely amazing to see this materialize in real time. This is what happens when you have like a societal collapse and people retreat to their community and to their common law, but it's happening while the state of California still has a government that is spending out the wazoo on all these different things.
And you were saying that these bags right here, you just stopped at Costco, they're about $20. So we want to put up a Facebook page, because you have a Facebook page where people can report the potholes throughout Compton, but also donate some money.
But that also brings up another crucial point, because she said that these little bags of this asphalt filler that she's using in order to repair this concrete costs about $20 at Costco. But California, just like any government institution, pays millions upon millions of dollars for people to not fix these potholes, because most of the money gets wasted, most of the contracts get diverted to other people. You have all these other considerations. Also, let's be real, you do have to pay wages when you're paying for actual employees to do this, but it just goes to show you that it's not that expensive in order to fix some of the problems. You just have to have a will to do so, and there is no will in the state of California for people to do so. So again, we're in a situation where I'm sad that it's come to this. It's depressing that one of the most tax-heavy governments can't afford to do the basics, but I'm not surprised. And again, I genuinely support these people in their efforts to try to make their community better. This is very similar to a video that I shot about the state of Connecticut, where individuals are initiating their own patrols. They'd gone through their own firearm training, but they're also going out of their way to clean up the litter in their neighborhoods to try to make the neighborhood better aesthetically. So I really do appreciate these people for doing this. I know I had a little bit of fun throughout the course of this segment, but in reality, they're trying to actually fix problems rather than waiting around for California Democrats to do so, which, by the way, is a great move because they're never going to do so. Now, look, those are just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you liked this video, then show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social media, support me via support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about people stepping up to fix their own neighborhood. Till next time.